I've been using AI coding tools for more than a year now. I started out with GitHub Copilot, then switched to Cursor when it came out, and started using Windsurf, and now I'm using Claude Code. I also tried at Codex CLI, Droid CLI, and a lot of other CLIs and agentic tools. I've always done like experiments and like gone through trials and error, and I'm seeing that the main issue like people face when you are interacting with these AI tools is that they kind of tend to underestimate like how much context or like how much knowledge you need to actually provide them so that they will understand your actual like feature you want to build or whatever product you want to build. Because if you don't, these AI models will hallucinate, they will add things that you didn't ask for, they will probably remove things or like just skip things completely. That's why I'm making this video, because I have found like the best AI coding workflow I use day to day. And yeah, it is pretty much a text or like a spec-driven development approach. And I'll be showing you guys how I create these specs, how I provide the best context or create the best knowledge base for my AI coding tools so that I get maximum result from them and also consistent results. Without further ado, I'm gonna start showing you guys the first step of the workflow, which is creating the actual tech spec or like the specification document for the agent that you will be, working with. To do that, you can either, use ChatGPT or, like use Gemini with the thinking model to create a tech spec document. But I'm going to show you guys how to do it with Codespace. There's a free trial. You can try it out in the description. To do that, just go to Code Guide and then click on new project. There will be two options. So, you can go just to the Codespace. So what will happen is that a new repo will be created under your account. Oh yeah, and of course you would want to configure it first by adding your GitHub token, which you can get by just clicking here, and you can get it and paste it here, and it'll connect you with your account on GitHub. Once that's done, you choose the starter kit, and yeah, after that, you just type in whatever, just describe what idea you have and product you want to build. It'll automatically just create the repo, create the docs, create the tech spec, and I'll show you what it has done on this task I'm working on. As you can see, this is still running right now. And what happened was when I wrote my description, which was this is the original description. I wrote it and it created this whole tech spec. As you can see here, it will show you like the scope and like the actual components that will be added. And yeah, just pretty much the specs of the actual task. Other than the tech spec document, it will also generate documents for you. So for example, in here, it has the initial report or the initial like description of the code base itself and how it is going to implement the features you've asked on the initial prompt. You'll write just a quick summary and yeah, it explains everything. This will be passed to your agent or like to the Codespace agent. Then a knowledge base will be created, which consists of different docs like the PRD, the app flow, showing how the user will go through the app, and a lot of other docs. And through these, like with these tech spec and these docs, it will generate these list of tasks that it will then pass on to the agent on Codespace. And yeah, you can see the log CA Codespace will just start working on it. And we will wait until it finishes. And once it's finished, you can actually test it out locally with your agent. And that would be like the fourth step of the workflow. And then, yeah, you can just test it out and then use Claude Code or whatever agent you currently use. But if you're not using Codespace, then yeah, you can do the first step by going to like ChatGPT or Gemini and like creating a tech spec on your idea, based on your idea. Then you get a starter kit. You can either like search it on GitHub or you use the code guide one, depending on like what tech stack you want to use. Then of course, like just clone everything to your local machine, add the docs in like your project directory, and start your coding agent. You can just start prompting it, and don't forget to like mention the doc that you created on the first step. I received this notification on my email from Codespace telling me the task is done, and yeah, it told me which subtask it has finished. And yeah, I'm just gonna go check the Codespace page itself. I'm gonna review it. Yeah, so it has finished and the tasks has also been completed. As you can see, like these tasks are generated based on the tech spec that you can see here. And yeah, the main goal of having these tasks is to keep the AI agent that's, I'm implementing everything and keep them on track and always make them stick with the plan and not hallucinate. And yeah, once it's done, you can actually view the pull request it created. So yeah, here is the pull request, and yeah, it was pretty much just creating the whole app on this pull request, which is nice. And good thing about Codespace is that you don't have to use this constantly because it is connected to your GitHub. You can just test it locally also by just copying this prompt, or you can do so manually by following this instruction. But yeah, I just like to, let my agent to do everything. I opened Claude Code on my terminal in VS Code. It is running version 2. And yeah, the model selected is GLM 4.6. I just paste the prompt that was from Codespace. It will pretty much just fetch, or actually like clone the newly created repo and just check out to the branch that was created and just check for like how to set it up. But yeah, let's see how it does. So I ran the prompt before, like I've shown you, and pretty much it already cloned it. It checked out to the new branch and it was just checking the changes, going through it. But it was taking a while, and I just wanted to show you guys like what it came up with without, having the Claude code itself or like the agent itself, like changing more things. So yeah, I just went ahead and opened it and ran the database and also ran the development server. As you can see, I didn't make any other changes. This was like the original commit from Codespace. I already ran it on, yeah, it's already running, and let me show you guys. And also Drizzle Studio is also running because I'm using Drizzle ORM and it's connected to the Postgres database through Docker. So yeah, let me just show you guys on my Chrome. This is what it came up with. So yeah, it is following the tech spec. Like the app flow, it is using the main page itself is the assistant, which I've asked for from my initial prompt. Yeah, I'm just gonna start testing it out. And of course, it requires me to sign in. Let me do that, which is nice. That's exactly what I wanted. I want it to be, having the correct authentication and authorization. Let me just make a quick account, and yeah, I'll try it out. We did come upon an error on the first page after sign up, which was the dashboard page, but that's fine. That is to be expected. So what I do is I just open Claude Code. I just copied whatever error it gave me through next, and then just paste it in. And add a little bit of description of what I did and how I got that error. There we go. And then we can just wait until it solves the issue. If not, then we'll do more prompts. It was a very simple issue that is very common with Next.js, which is it was using a server function inside a client component, which is like 90% of the errors that I come across with Next.js. But yeah, it seems to be solving it. And let's see. Okay, yeah, so it's loading the dashboard now. Okay, so that was building. So let me just skip that part. So yeah, when it builds, it tends to crash the development server. So I just run it again. And yeah, let me see. It should already be logged in since I signed up. Okay, it is asking me again. All right, it is signed in. You can see it is using my account. It is my name, Rafi. But yeah, it is very basic for the navbar. It does have like a sidebar. But yeah, this is like the dummy sidebar. That's fine though, because I don't think we have other pages right now. So yeah, let me just see the UI. UI looks pretty neat. You can see whatever I ask, which is the chart, and also like the overview of these different like numbers, like the summary of everything. But yeah, let me test out the actual chat function, which is the main feature. And how it works, how I want it to work is when I chat with it, tell it my expenses, my income, it will automatically just insert it to the database, and then I'll be able to view it on the dashboard. Let's see. So here are the quick tips. I can just copy that, and yeah, hopefully it works. If not, I will just do more prompts. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole like workflow, like after this step is just testing and just doing more prompts. But of course, if you have experience with Next.js and things like that, you can just do it yourself. But yeah, I just want to show you guys like how I do it, like how the agent will actually do with the context we provide. So yeah, there's an error here. I just see the issue, and it seems to be an issue with sending the request to the chat. What I do, usually I just do it again, but with context from the actual like API request. So let's just do that again. And yeah, we'll be able to see it here. And we can see there's an internal server error. So usually it is being logged here. Yep, as you can see, there is a log. So it says invalid API key. That is something I have to actually fix, which is usually just the env I didn't set right. Let me just check that. The error itself was just me being a dummy, like usual. I input the wrong API key. So let's try it again. Let me refresh. It should have the new env. I've provided it. Let's just copy the first tip. It recommended me. Let's see if that works. So ideally, it will just do a function call. Okay, there's an issue here. Okay, let me just copy this, like this whole, like two of these messages, and yeah, that's just probably like a wrong date that was inserted to the database, or like okay, so there is like a Zod validation, I'm pretty sure. Yep, and yep, it is failing it. So let me just prompt Claude again. This should be like a one prompt fix. Let's see. I did several prompts to it. Now let's test it out if the function calls work and it is able to successfully submit to the database. Let me just do this and just tell the time was like last week on Monday. See if that's working. All right, nice. And what if I say lunch today? That should be good. Okay. And for the income, let's do this, but it is 1K yesterday. All right, so the UI, there are some issues with the UI, like the scrolling. It's ideally it would be in this container, but that's like 1 or 2 prompts away from being fixed. But let's see if it is saved to the database and is able to be viewed in the dashboard. So let's see. All right, that's nice. So you can actually see the chart, which is great. And you're able to see the overview. The income is correct, the net income, because there's an expense, or like 2 expenses. And that's the recent transactions. The UI itself is looking pretty neat, and the insights, I think there's an issue with the insights, but yeah, overall, like all the main functions work. And yeah, you're able to refresh. And if you see the database, because I'm using Drizzle, so you can see the Drizzle Studio, it is automatically categorizing each of them because these were made by the AI. Like, yeah, you can see that it's food, salary. Yeah, it will automatically do that. So that's nice. And if you see the docs that was made, this is the app flow doc. The main like flow itself is correct. So there's a dashboard page and start off from the chat page, and then you can also go to the dashboard page. And yeah, you can see different, ways of how the user will interact with the app. And with the task itself that was made from the tech spec and the docs, it was really accurate. Like it was showing me, yep, like this was made. It showed the summary cards and everything with Chatty UI because it had knowledge of the, the code base prior to actually starting the agent work. And yeah, and this is the result from the AI. Everything worked fine. It went through it, and all of the tasks or like subtasks were completed successfully. So that's why, yep, this was the result. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed. And yeah, that just proves the point that when you have the correct context, you provide the right information to the AI, and it will always understand what you are trying to achieve with the task. And yeah, that is how I get the most consistent result and the best code or like output from these models or any tools that I've used. Just get a tech spec document, add the proper knowledge base, and yeah, it should be good, and they will do less hallucinations. And yeah, that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do have feedback or any questions, you can just leave them in the comments below. Also, I will be linking the links of the Codespace free trial in the description. You can just create an account and try it out for yourself. If you like it, subscribe. Yeah, thank you.